Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. This is True Live Tuesday with Laurie Lynnsee, and I'm just setting my stage, trying to get the good vibes going here. This is actually incense, and I'm lighting it off of a candle that I've already lit. You know, my space, I had to put that up on its little hanger. So before I do something like a live event or meet with a group of people or even record a class or a podcast, I spend time setting the energy for me. So I light candles, and this one happens to be an abundance candle. I also have some incense going. So that's how I get things started. So I'm so happy that you're all here today. I'm still new to this whole StreamYard thing, so just be patient with me. I already see that there's a couple of people that are in. I'm still learning where everything is. Oh, Lynn is here. Yay. Thank you for coming, Lynn. Yes, the podcast is just starting. Hi, Sherry. If you can hear me, just say, yep, I can hear you. I'm here. And that just will make me feel better that I'm actually live. So I'm super excited. Last week was the first week we added on Facebook. So I'm now live on Facebook and YouTube. And it's just going to grow from there. I was going to add Instagram this week, but thank you, Sherry. She can hear me. I was going to add Instagram this week, but I have to set something up just prior to going live. And, you know, my central nervous system says that you need to set things up in advance, Laurie. So I need to really, work with the system before I feel comfortable jumping onto Instagram and hooking that all up before I go live. So let's see. Lynn says, do you say something before each woo-woo event? Yeah, I don't say, are you asking if I have a script that I use? No, I don't have a script that I always repeat. I just bring in good blessings, good energy. I do some deep breathing activity. I meditate. And do I do all of those things every time? No. I just feel like whatever is going to make my central nervous system calm so the message can get out, that sort of thing. So that's a great question. I don't have something memorized that I do every single time I meet with a group of people, or I record live, or I record a podcast. So you also said like a non-religious message. Yeah, I have a very non-religious message, and I don't have memorized scripts. I was raised in the Catholic Church, and definitely we had memorized prayers, which were great because it made everybody feel part of a community. I personally don't do that in my practice now. Yes, I have some prayers that I continue to use, but I don't memorize things. I do what I speak to my spirit guides. I speak to the energy, just like people pray. That I just call it speaking to my guides. You call it praying to God or Jesus. So I'm going to get started with my little script because, you know, as a 30-year educator, I really need to follow a script, and it keeps me on track. So hello, everyone, and welcome to True North Tuesday. I'm Laurie Lynnsee, and of course, already this is acting goofy. I'm Laurie Lynnsee, and I help midlife women. Isn't that interesting? Oh, here it is. Here we are live, and it's like this is the first time I'm doing it. So hello, everyone, and welcome to True North Tuesday. I'm Laurie Lynnsee, and I help midlife women reconnect with their inner wisdom so that they can trust themselves again and move forward with clarity and confidence. And before we get started, I have a question for you. Please respond in the comments. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something you later discovered was correct? Tell me about it in the comments, and I'm going to get back to it in just a little while. But today we're talking about something that causes so much confusion, and it's how intuition actually speaks to us. Because most people are waiting for intuition to arrive like a thunderbolt. And if you've joined me before, I talk about, that some people believe that intuition is like this loud voice from the universe, a thunderbolt. a booming voice, a dramatic sign, or a crystal clear message. But more often than not, the first yes is usually quiet. And because it's quiet, you can miss it. We talk ourselves out of things all the time. We overthink it. We second guess ourselves. And then 6 months later, we tell ourselves, I knew it. I knew it. So today we're going to explore the difference between fear, overthinking, intuition, and nervous system safety so that you can recognize your inner guidance more clearly. Let's first talk about what intuition is not. And one of the biggest myths about intuitions is that it feels dramatic. And most of the time it doesn't. Fear is what's dramatic. Anxiety is dramatic. Overthinking is dramatic. Intuition is often surprisingly calm. The challenge is that many of us have spent years listening to the loudest voice inside of us. And the loudest voice is rarely intuition. It's usually fear. And fear often sounds like, what if this goes wrong? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I make the wrong decision? Fear creates a sense of urgency. Fear wants immediate certainty. Fear wants guarantees. Fear speaks from protection. And now let's get something straight. Fear is not bad. Fear has its purpose. Its job is to keep us safe. But fear was never meant to make every decision for us. Overthinking sounds different. Now, overthinking says, maybe I should research one more thing. Maybe I need one more opinion from an outside source. Maybe I should wait a little longer. Overthinking convinces us that clarity comes from gathering more information. But often clarity comes from trusting what you already know. Overthinking creates noise. And when there's too much noise, it's hard to hear the quiet wisdom underneath. So, what does intuition sound like? Most often it sounds like a gentle knowing, a simple feeling, or a quiet nudge. And last night in Meditation Monday, somebody asked me about what a quiet nudge is. And a quiet nudge is this gentle kind of pressure on your back saying, yep, this is the direction you need to go. And you just feel like, yep, I need to move forward with this. It's not a big push. It's not dramatic. It's just a gentle, yep, you're headed in the right direction. I'm going to help guide you by placing my hand, meaning spirit or the universe, on your shoulder to kind of gently move you in that direction. It also feels like a sense of peace and a soft yes. And it can also be a subtle no in your body too. So intuition usually arrives before an explanation does, and your mind catches up later. Your intuition often knows long before your logical brain understands what's going on. So that's why so many people say, I don't know why, but something told me. Have you ever said that to yourself? That's intuition. So let's talk about nervous system safety. I have in my notes that I should stop and look at the comments, but I feel like then I have to scroll through my script to get back to it. So let me get through it, and then we're going to have discussion afterwards. So let's talk about safety, nervous system safety. And here's the piece that changed everything for me. Many people think they can't hear their intuition, and I hear that all the time. Laurie, I don't feel things in my body. I don't know what you're talking about. But what's actually happening is that their central nervous system is not feeling safe enough to hear it. They're feeling overwhelmed. We're all feeling overwhelmed right now. We are stressed. When we're constantly rushing, the nervous system moves into protection mode. And that, again, protection mode's not a bad thing. And when we're in protection mode, running the show, and when our central nervous system is deregulated and it's running what's going on with us, that fear, that sense of fear gets really loud. And intuition doesn't necessarily disappear. It just gets harder to hear. And your body knows before your mind does. And when your nervous system feels regulated and safe, intuition becomes much easier to recognize. That's why things like meditation, grounding, sound and frequency healing, breath work, and nervous system regulations are such an important practice in your wellness routine. It's not just about eating right and exercising. There's things that we can do for our mind and body, like breathing and meditating. And you know what? We're not forcing intuition to appear. When we're regulated, our mind and our soul are regulated and our body's regulated, we can start hearing that intuition again. You know what we're doing is we're creating the conditions where intuition can finally be heard. Think about a time you knew something before you had proof. So think about it. A time that you knew something before you had proof of it. Maybe you knew a relationship was changing. Maybe you knew it was time to leave a job. Maybe you knew a certain opportunity just was not right for you. Maybe you knew someone needed support before they ever said a word. When you look back, chances are it wasn't a loud voice that was telling you that information. It was a quiet knowing. And chances are you felt it long before your mind could explain it. So let's practice. I call this the inner yes and the inner no. So let's take a moment to experience this together. And I want you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Take a deep breath in and then release. Imagine standing at a crossroads. And in front of you is a path that represents a decision you have been considering. So think about something you've been considering lately. What should you do? And this doesn't have to be a huge thing like buying a house or ending a relationship. This could just be, should I go to the barbecue this Saturday? It could be as simple as that. Just something you're currently questioning. Now imagine taking one step onto that path. I want you to notice your body as you do that. Not your thoughts, your body. Do you feel expansion, softness, ease, release, or a sense of settling? Those are symbols or suggestions or communication from your body that is a yes. Now imagine stepping back to the crossroads and imagine walking towards the opposite choice. Again, notice your body. Do you feel a tightening, resistance, contraction, or heaviness? That is information too. Remember, your body often recognizes the truth before your mind can explain it. Your body often recognizes the truth before your mind can explain it. So let's take a final deep breath and gently return. So now I want to hear from you, those of you that are joining us. Have you ever ignored a quiet inner knowing and later realized it was right? Share your experience in the comment and let's have a conversation. So before I go to the comments, remember that the first yes is usually quiet and it doesn't demand attention. It doesn't argue, it doesn't force, it simply arrives. A whisper, a nudge, a knowing. The more we learn to regulate our nervous system, the more we slow down and listen beneath the noise, the easier it is because we can recognize our inner voice. Because your intuition is not missing, it has been speaking all along. So I'm going to jump over to the comments because I see there's a couple comments there. You know, I'm still trying to figure out this whole process. It used to be that it showed me like how many people had joined us, and now I don't see that. So let's see. Looking at the comments, one says show, but it won't. Oh, do you call in your guides or do they just step forward because they always surround us? Both. That's a great question, Sherry. Both of those things can happen. You can call in your guides, and let's say, I want to make it clear. I believe in spiritualism, but there are people that are going to watch this that are Christian or Hindu or another faith. So just because I say spirit I'm also talking about God, Jesus, angels, all that kind of thing. So do your guides step in forward because they're always there. You can call in your guides, your angels, the universe, but they are always there. Before you are born, you come into this world with a team on the other side, and they're going to, guide you in the direction. So now I'm getting deep in the weeds. I'm getting deep in the weeds, people. But before you come down here, you make some decisions, and your guides help you kind of stay on that path. Yes, we have free will, but our guides are there to advise us. And you can call upon your guides. You can call upon them and say, hey, help me with this decision, or they can lead you in a direction. Like just recently, I have been led down paths by meeting new people that have opened up all sorts of things for me. And, the universe placed people in front of me, just like the people watching here today. The universe brings us all together. So, yep, most significant. Oh, I love it because it won't show me the whole thing. Lynn says, my most significant nudge moment was connecting concerned individuals when their significant person was having a stroke. Oh, I remember the story, Lynn. You shared this with me. She actually had this experience where she knew, Lynn, this is an amazing story, and I wish you were alive. You could just tell the story. But she knew something was happening. And a little while later, I don't know if it was a day or a few hours, she found out that person was having a stroke. And if I remember the story correctly, Lynn, you actually were someone who reached out and contacted them to make sure everything was okay. So yeah, that was a boom, boom, boom from the universe. Do something about this. I love that story because it just proves that we are all interconnected. So will I be teaching? I do. I continue to teach nervous system regulation. I continue to do all of those things. I offer resources where people can come and there's no cost, like True North Tuesday. In the past, I've done a daily Love and Light. And for those that follow me, you might have noticed I'm not doing those as often because I'm starting to create other things. So Love and Light continues. The most direct way to get to me is here on True North Tuesday, or come to Meditation Monday on Monday evenings. Also, you can set up an appointment with me and we can talk about what's going on with you and set a plan forward to help you hear your intuition and regulate your central nervous system. Hi, Felicia. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, this is exciting. So what a great conversation today. As more people come in, and this area grows, it's going to be an opportunity for us to talk about some of the things that I will be teaching through my newsletter. This month was all about the central nervous system and why it's important to regulate it. I just recorded a podcast this morning on the Mandela effect, which will be on my YouTube page in just the next few days. So join us, especially those who are watching but haven't clicked in, but have watched the whole thing. I appreciate you. I appreciate my founding circle who seems to always be there for me. They are here for me today. Love, 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 Lynn, Sherry, Felicia, and anyone else who follows me. But yeah, what a great day. I just love this group. And I love the people who are coming into our circle. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. And if you need to get a hold of me, it's in the show notes. And I will see you next Tuesday, unless you want to join us at Meditation Monday, which is Monday evenings. So all that information is on my website, and you can sign up for my newsletter. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light to all of you. Have a great rest of your week. Lynn says, join in. Lynn was my very first person that came to me and said, hey, do you meet with people? Do you teach classes? And that was a year ago. So happy anniversary, Lynn. A year ago, she helped spur this business along with others that are here today that have taken my classes and have connected with me. So love you, Sherry. Love you, Felicia, and love you, Lynn. So the rest of you, speak up, put something in chat. Let's have a conversation. So hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light.